Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Are you here? Welcome back to day 25 of our 31 days parenting challenge. We are almost at the end of this challenge. I hope you are as excited as I am. Thank you so much for joining me again today. This is day 25, and of course, as you already know, I am Rachel Opako, your favorite coach. Yes, your favorite. All right. I hope you are here. Thank you so much. Let me see your comments if you are here. Okay, so today we're talking about peer pressure. Okay, how does a child deal with the pressure to fit in or be different from everyone else? Like, this is one major concern when it comes to children, when it comes to preteens, teenagers. In fact, peer pressure is something that even affects adults, affects people, no matter how old they are. Okay, so but the problem is this stage is like the most sensitive stage, right? So the pressure is usually heightened at this stage for them. So that is why we need to talk about it. So how does a child deal with the pressure to fit in? How does a child deal with the pressure to want to be different from everyone else? Because when they choose to be different, when they choose to stand out, they will face pressures because of what they see, because of their friends, what people would say. Okay, so how do they deal with it? Are they strong willed? Do they have a mind of their own? Strong will is the determination, the resilience to make independent choices, independent decisions, all right, to resist whatever negative influences and pursue their goals, pursue what they believe in, their value, their beliefs, what they have been taught over time. Okay, so that is what strong will is. So does a child have that strong will? Okay, do they have a mind to make decisions of their own without being influenced by any other factor around? Now, have they been tempted? And these are the questions that we should ask our children. All right, for us to know if they are having issues with peer pressure, we need to ask some questions. We need to observe. All right. So in asking questions, you need to ask them, have you been tempted to want to change to be something or someone you are not? Have you been tempted to follow a pattern of a friend, a style of a friend? Okay. Do they believe or know that it is okay to be different? You need to ask them. Do you believe that it is okay to be different? There are times that I remember when I was a teenager, there are times that you just want a particular thing, right? But because a lot of other persons are making a choice and they are choosing something else, you just wonder, like, you're on this other end and you're just wondering, okay, so maybe there's just something about that. Maybe I should just go along and just follow everyone. Let it be that everybody is choosing the same thing. But that is not what we want in our children. We want a situation where even if every other person is on the other end, they can make decisions of their own. They can make choices of their own. Okay? So peer pressure is a direct or indirect influence on our children that urges them to change their attitude, their lifestyle, their values, their behaviors, and conform to the norms of another person or the norms of the society or the norms of something else altogether. So that is what peer pressure is, the norms of another group, because they feel there's something better out there. There's something way better. Now, don't get me wrong, there are positive pressures and there are negative pressures, right? There are positive pressures and there are negative pressures. Positive pressures is when your child is encouraged to indulge in positive behaviors, maybe things that help them become more competitive, like in a good way, competitive to achieve higher goals, to get better grades, to perform well academically, competitive to maybe there's a motivational session of how they need children or teens to be resourceful. They need children that will speak on a particular topic. And a child is motivated by another child, or a teen is motivated by another teen to want to put in effort to read books, to build up themselves. That is pressure, and it is positive, right? But it is healthy. It is unhealthy. It is a healthy kind of pressure. But now, today, we want to focus on those negative kinds of pressure that our children face, right? And let me tell you, pressure is one major issue with teenagers. Before we go on, let me show you a video that was made by some teenagers.
I wanted to be friends with the popular kids so I can go to the good parties.
When you see other people hanging out without you or doing something that you want to be doing, it's like, why can't I be there? Did they not invite me? Am I not good enough?
We get so caught up in like what other people think about us.
Why act some way that I'm not in order to impress people that I don't like?
I want to be accepted for who I am.
I compare myself to others, which I think is very unhealthy. Oh, well, I don't look like this girl, I don't look like this person, and like, we have different body shapes. I have pimples and they don't. It makes me feel like I'm not good enough.
I kind of hate to admit this, but it does kind of give me satisfaction when I see that I have over a certain amount of views or over a certain amount of likes.
It's like super addicting. I'll sit there and I'll scroll there for hours and just do nothing and be super unproductive, which is terrible. I hate that.
People can be mean sometimes if it's a certain person that has a certain power amount of following or that's really, you think is really cool, and they say something bad about you. It would really hurt your feelings.
Now, when it comes to peer pressure, you must know that the lives of a lot of our preteens and teens are a direct reflection of their peers, a direct reflection of what they see in school, what they see now, not just their peers, a direct reflection of a lot of times influences can come from people outside, right? Pressure from what they see, like concerning, remember the video we just watched now. They talked about pressure from social media. All right, the fact that people are not liking their comments, the fact that people are not appreciating them or validating whatever it is they are putting on or whatever their look is, the fact that people are going a certain way, and pressure can come from anywhere. Okay, so now let's talk about negative pressure. Negative pressure can come directly, right? Explicit request or demand. There are some friends that will just tell you, why are you behaving as your own is even too much? Why are you acting as if you're too good or something? Why can't you just do it? There's nothing there, right? I've had some friends, there's nothing there. For something that you believe, okay, even if it's not so wrong, it's not your style, it's not your pattern, okay? But because they just say, please leave that thing, and before you know it, and especially when you are around them, listening to them, and over time you just get used to it, you just get carried away and you conform. Okay, so negative pressures can come from explicit demands, requests by friends to indulge in negative behavior. All right, sometimes some friends will tell you, let's go somewhere when it is school time. So they will make them skip schools. They will make them give them. I've had a situation where someone said, okay, my friend was smoking, right? And he just gave me to try it. And that was how they started. So negative peer pressure can come explicitly. They can give them drugs to try. And from there, they pick it up. All right? They can start giving them some clothes. Oh, okay, let's try to style them. Listening to specific music. They will, oh, listen, this one is nice. This one is nice. This is good. Take this one. That is how most of them start to conform to these norms. Okay? Cheating. How about cheating? There are a lot of our teenagers that do not believe that carrying a book into the hall is wrong, that they are helping themselves. And funny enough, a lot of teenagers feel it is still okay to sit around your mates, read together. Oh, you read chapter 1, chapter 2. I have conversations with teenagers, so I know what I'm talking about. They don't see it as anything because the pressure from their mates have made them feel like it is okay, everyone is doing it. So even when somehow at the back of their mind, their value or their belief from what you have taught them tells them that, oh, there's something not okay about this, because they have found a way to conform with their friends, they get comfortable doing it, they get used to it, and that is not what we want. Now, there are indirect peer pressures. All right, indirect peer pressures can come from feeling the need to compare or conform ourselves to certain behaviors. right? Even if there is no explicit demand, because we feel okay, this thing looks nice. Now this happens. I heard one of the girls in the video talk about this person's face is smooth and I have pimple. It becomes an issue for a lot of girls, right? This person has a certain picture and I don't have it. It becomes an issue. In fact, teenage age is a very, very funny and sensitive age, right? There are times that you just look and you also wonder, why is this teenager just so perfect? There are some teenagers that might be so physically beautiful, like things with features that they love or they prefer. Okay, this is why our children need to learn to have good self-esteem. Self-esteem will appreciate what others have and still and still, right, feel comfortable in our own selves, in their own selves. That is why they need to know it. Now, yes, thank you. And this is what I was about to talk about. Parents should model rights. Okay, parents need to model rights to the children. Yes, because certain behaviors could come from parents, right? From observation, from what they see at home, especially what you expose them to. I keep saying it. What do they see? What do your children see? What do they watch? What programs do they watch? If they see the ones that, some girls dress a certain way, and that is what they see, especially these teenage movies now. All right, there are a lot of teenage movies on Nickelodeon and the rest of them, right? They create a certain picture, right? And teenagers these days feel okay, they need to wear crop tops that will show their tummy a little. They need to dress a certain way so that they will look. That's why you see sometimes their dressing begins to change. They start adjusting as they grow up, even if you did not teach them. Yes, they see it. They see it from their friends in school, from their friends out there or wherever. They see it on TV. They see it on TV. Thank you. Parents should teach their children contentment so that they know and they feel comfortable with who they are or with their values that they have and their beliefs and what they have been taught by you. And another question is, what are you teaching? What are you teaching? All right? Because the need to want to confirm can come from moral or ethical values that are not well internalized. Because if you do not teach right, it will not be internalized. Then they will feel the pressure. The pressure will just come so easily. They will just want to conform. So, your values that you have taught, what you believe in, have they internalized it enough? Because if they have not, they will be pressured to follow the bandwagon. They will. And another reason they are pressured, right, is because of the fear of they don't want to be excluded. The fear of being excluded, rather. Nobody likes to be excluded. When everybody is doing a certain thing, they just want to feel among, like they just want to feel among. So you need to teach them that the greatest prison that people put their lives in is the fear of what other people think. And that is what a lot of us do. Sadly, even a lot of us that are adults, that is what we do. Every time we are focused on what others think. So modeling it will mean that you should change too as a parent. You should focus on what is important as a parent. All right, because you're not just modeling it as externally, you're modeling it internally. You're not teaching your child what you do not practice. You teach your child what you practice. So let us know that desire for the approval of everyone around us should not be our style, should not be something that should be said about us. All right. Now, we need to know why peer pressure is heightened in preteens and teenagers. Because during the stage of puberty, there is increased sensitivity to social evaluation. How do people see me? What do people think about my hair? That's why, okay, so one of my she was a preteen then, and she was supposed to go to school, and she said, oh, my dad cut my hair too, they made it too low. So I saw her and I asked her, oh, why are you covering your hair? And she said, oh, no, she doesn't want me to see it. All right. So the sensitivity for social evaluation is always there in our preteens and teenagers. When they get to that stage of puberty, they become extra sensitive. So you have to teach them what is expected of them. All right. I think we're going to have time to talk a lot about puberty. You have to teach them what it means, that they are going to be very sensitive, but they have to learn to believe or to be confident, to have self-esteem. Okay, so they'll be more sensitive. How am I perceived? What are people seeing me as? They will seek the approval of others. They will compare themselves to people on TV, people around. Puberty is a critical period for identity formation. So that is the stage where they experiment with so many things. They want to say, oh, this one, let me just try it. Oh, this one, let me just try it. So peer pressure will play a significant role in shaping their choices, in shaping their decisions. But the good thing is that as parents, we want to be a lot of steps ahead. All right. So that when they are trying to try and experiment on things, they will experiment on the right things. Yes, they will experiment on the right ones. Okay. So another thing is that that phase is a phase where they want to try to fit in because it's like a coping mechanism. They do not want to be excluded. The stress and anxiety that comes with managing exclusion, that comes with managing every other thing, just makes them to just want to go with the crowd. Another thing we need to know that is that they are still trying to develop, they are still trying to mature. All right, the prefrontal cortex of their brain is still developing. Now, there is psychologists say that prefrontal cortex of the brain will develop until about 25 years. So you see why your guidance as a parent, it should be 100%. Why your guidance as a parent is important, because they have not developed enough. In fact, even if you teach them decision making, you have to be sure what decisions they are making so that they will not fall into the wrong hands. All right. So you need to know these things. And how do you know it? When you begin to see sudden changes in appearance. All right. Your child is beginning to want to look a certain way. You should be concerned, right? You should find out why by observation, by asking questions. Oh, why do you like this style? Why did you, especially when they've been dressing a particular way and suddenly it could be because a particular character they've seen is dressing that way, or a particular friend they've seen is dressing that way. Be sensitive. Yes, they are sensitive, but you as a parent, you have to be sensitive too. All right, you have to be sensitive. Let them know that when you say yes to others, make sure that you're not saying yes to your values. You're not saying no to your values. That this is one thing we should teach them. When you are trying to say yes to a particular dressing, let it not be that you are saying no to what you have been taught, to the belief and whatever it is that your parents have taught you. So these are some of the things our teenagers and our preteens need to know. It's okay to evolve. It's okay to want to enhance our styles, to want to be different a little, but let it not tamper with our values. Let it not tamper with our values. Okay, some of them begin to get secretive, they get withdrawn, they isolate themselves. All right, especially teenagers that you begin to allow to go out on their own, they begin to keep their whereabouts a secret. All right. If you want to know if they have started indulging in peer pressure, you will see some form of rebellion, increased anxiety, irritability, getting angry easily. Okay. So we have to be very sensitive. Now, another sign of peer pressure is low self-esteem, lack of confidence. All right, feeling lonely, feeling as if they are rejected. These are things that we need to understand. Teach your children to be confident. Teach them that they can be a one-man stand, a one-man band, or a one-man committee, or whatever it is, right? Teach them that one can be majority when you know who you are. They should be self-confident. Teach them to build strong will. How do they build strong will? They should know who they are. All right? Teach them. You need to promote self-awareness in them. How do you do that? Let them understand their strengths. Let them understand their weaknesses. Let them understand their values, their beliefs. Let them be able to stand for what they believe in. Make decisions for what they believe in. Okay? So these are all that a lot of things. There are so many things we should do. These are just a little of some of the things that we should teach them. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me today. This topic is a broad one. There is so much to learn on it. I hope we have time to talk about it some other time. Thank you for everyone. I see your comments, I see your likes. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again as we take on another challenge tomorrow. Bye.